GeekGirl here. It's time for another GeekGirl Quickie. So, as many of you saw on GeekGirlKnows.com today, while I'm shooting this very podcast video, I posted a blog to all of you with our very first GeekGirl You Guess. Now, in this You Guess blog entry, I hinted about some very exciting tech news that I was going to post a quickie about today. Well, I threw it out there to all of you to see how tech savvy and how in the know about tech news you all are, and I asked you to post in the comments what you thought the big news would be. I even said that if somebody guessed right, I would give you a shout out on the blog. Well, that's not quite what ended up happening. So I think that some of my faithful friends and blog buddies out there tend to think that I'm a little bit cooler than I actually am, because here are some of the guesses that I got. Faithful friend and Geek Girl follower, Beep Dave, who's also a Mac girl, might I add. Hey Beep, how's it going? Asked if it was another new iPhone. Sadly, I still have my 2G iPhone here, which is my very first iPhone that I ever got, and it's not quitting on me yet, so I'm going to stick with it. Although if any of you out there work for Apple and want to send me a 3G one, I might consider getting rid of this old friend, but I do love it. So no, it's not a new iPhone. Marisol said, is it the Kindle 2? Marisol, well, ironically, the Kindle 2 did just come out, which is I'm sure why you were saying that, but I have to say that really, I love books, old books. I love the smell of books. I love the feel of books. I love reading out of books and seeing how many pages I've got through, even though I think the Kindle's pretty cool too. Again, if any of you out there work for Kindle and want to send me one for testing, I'm happy to try it out. But for now, I'll stick with my nice leather-bound editions of books. So now you know what it's not, let me tell you what it is. I hope you're just as excited. Now, you know how I love technology. And you know how I love simple solutions. And you know how I especially love technology that is also green. Lets us be tech savvy while also being kind and friendly to our environment. A lot of people think that those two can't go hand in hand. Well, on February 19th in Barcelona, Spain, the GSMA and 17 leading mobile phone industry companies and manufacturers announced that by the year 2012, they're going to design a universal cell phone charger. Now, that might not sound like really big news to all of you out there, and maybe not something worthy of getting excited about, just like an iPhone or a Kindle 2 would be, but let me tell you a little bit more about it before you make up your minds. So the goal here is that by 2012, which is an ambitious goal, by the way, that all cell phones will have the same universal charger. This cross-industry standard is going to make a huge and significant environmental impact. Can you imagine if you didn't have to have 4 different chargers for all the different phones that you've had, or you may still have, or all the different phones in your household that people plug into the same outlet, but they have to have different chargers for? I mean, it's crazy. And think about all of those adapters. Whenever you get a new phone, what is it, every year, every 2 years when the newest newfangled gadget comes out, or when your contract simply expires and you get a new phone? Think about the chargers that come with that. Now think about how amazing it would be if you bought a phone and it fit the charger that you had at home, and buying a charger with your phone would become optional. Think about the space it would reduce in landfill. To be exact, the GSMA estimates that we could eliminate up to 51,000 tons of duplicate chargers. 51,000 tons. That's huge. And on top of that, they estimate that we would have a 50% reduction in standby energy consumption. That's huge. I mean, think about it. Think about your charger when it's plugged into the wall is still using electricity. Let me tell you, these energy efficient, common format chargers have been a long time coming, and it's about time someone did something about it. Not to mention the other side of the solution, which is it's going to make your life and my life a whole lot easier. Now, don't tell me that you haven't seen something like this in your house. That is actually my plug at my house. Right here behind me, actually behind that GeekGirl board that I normally use for regular episodes. And please tell me that you don't own something like this, although I'm sure that some of you out there probably do. So what's the bottom line in all this? Well, let me tell you. It's that a huge industry, the GSMA spans 219 countries and over 750 mobile phone companies, is taking industry-wide steps to tackle environmental issues. That gets a gold star in my book, at least. Plus, they're trying to cater to consumer convenience. It's a good thing all around. Well, almost all around. Here's the bad news, is that 3 of my favorite companies have not decided to sign on. Yet, that is. You guessed it. Apple, Palm, and Research in Motion, RIM, who make BlackBerry, have not signed on to this, which I think is sort of appalling, and I hope that that changes. They've still got time. We're going to 2012, people. So maybe with enough pressure from us, they'll see the way. Let's focus on the positive people. Huge cell phone companies like Motorola and Nokia and LG and T-Mobile and AT&T, Samsung and Sony Ericsson have all signed on board. That is a huge, huge step in the right direction. So everyone, that is my big, green, exciting, industry-wide Geek Girl Quickie for today. I hope you all are as excited about it as I am. Remember to keep those questions and suggestions coming to geek.girl@earthlink.net. And for those of you watching this on YouTube, I bet you didn't know that I had a blog, did you? It's at www.geekgirlknows.com. You guys should definitely check out the website, because when I don't have time to make a podcast and upload it and edit it and all that stuff, I post text blog entries with pictures and instructions and links to lots of cool things, so make sure you check that out too. So stay tuned, people. We've got some really exciting stuff coming up, including some conclusion episodes to some favorite old podcasts, plus some really exciting Geek Girl news. So make sure you stay tuned. Until next time, cheers.